Well, ladies and gentlemen, with the release of Echo, the MCU is still in full effect and it is having its way with viewers. Unfortunately, whoever's left watching Marvel, they're definitely having their way with them. And now we have a new rumor that apparently is going around right now. This article coming to us from Cosmic Book News with a headline that reads Young Avengers already being canceled, Catherine Newton to the DCU. There's a lot of questions going around right now, and Catherine Newton just recently dropped a little hint, basically suggesting she's going to be going to the DCU. And if that's the case, she very clearly cannot be part of the Young Avengers, which is tossing up this entire idea that the Young Avengers may potentially be canceled. Now, Young Avengers is basically the Gen Z version of Avengers, where they're trying to attract younger viewers into their show and to get people watching the MCU again. But as we know, with the loss of Miss Marvel and the overall bomb of the Marvels itself, that movie, we pretty much know that this is not really working for the MCU or Marvel. So let's get into this article, guys, from Cosmic Book News. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing to my manga channel. The links are in the description box below in my link tree. I would love to see you there. So it says fans have spotted something pretty interesting that may mean Feige isn't moving forward with the characters that have bombed in the MCU. Now, I don't understand, and I will never understand. You guys know this. I don't understand why, aside for the obvious ESG scores, diversity, equity, inclusion nonsense that we talk about all the time, why would you want to continue your massive franchise, the franchise that made you billions of dollars? Why would you want to continue down the route of the same characters that have cost you billions of dollars? It doesn't make any sense, right? Like, you very clearly must know. You must have analytics available to you. You must have analysts that are there to tell you who your demographic is, to tell you who is watching your actual TV show, your movie, etc., etc. You must have that. As Disney and Marvel, you cannot convince me otherwise that you don't have access to analytics that will tell you exactly who's watching the MCU. And if you look at those analytics, you gotta admit that there's no way it's majority women or majority kids. It has to be mostly young to higher up age, male adults. You have to know that. So then why do you continue to do this for other than obvious reasons? Like I said, why? There's no financial gain to doing this. There is literally no financial gain. You guys have been losing money for years now. There is no point in doing this. But of course, when it comes to ideology and the message, that just trumps everything. Ideology and message is so important to these people that they are going to do everything they possibly can to push that message. And if that means losing more billions of dollars, they're going to do it. They're going to find a way to subsidize themselves somehow, some way, so that they can keep putting themselves out there entertainment-wise for the message. It says, so that was quick. Young Avengers might already be canceled at Marvel. It's been rumored and speculated that Kevin Feige has been building to a Young Avengers project, as most recently saw the tease in the Marvel's post-credit scene featuring Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan with Hailey Stenfield as Kate Bishop. However, as we all know, the Marvels absolutely bombed, proving that nobody was interested in those characters. When I see this poster, I just think of ultimate cringe. I'm sorry. I just do. I can't see how young people are going to be interested in the Young Avengers. I really can't. I gotta imagine that young people are interested in the notorious characters that they already know about. They don't care about this shit. Nobody cares about these characters, especially Ironheart. Like, Ironheart, it's just a whisper in the wind. I'm sure they're going to come out with it eventually because they have to, but nobody cares about Ironheart at all. I think the only one that people would even give any sort of credence to would probably be Kamala Khan, and that's even pushing it, considering that she was the second lowest viewed show. Soon to be Echo will probably be going to be the lowest show viewed on Disney Plus, but she had one of the lowest viewed shows ever. So even her, who's heavily liked, is still heavily disliked in terms of viewership. So it says Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness also features Ms. Gomez as America Chavez. There is Billy and Tommy thought to be possibly coming to the MCU from the WandaVision series. Dominic Thorne as Riri Williams and Ironheart. Elijah Bradley, aka Patriot, is rumored. And then there is Cassie Lang from the Ant-Man movies, played by Catherine Newton. Well, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania also massively bombed, which starred Catherine Newton as Stature. So since all the above massively bombed in the MCU, Kevin Feige might be shelving the Young Avengers. Well, at least let's hope so. Now, here's the kicker. There apparently has been rumors that Catherine Newton is going to the DCU. If that is the case, if she's going to the DCU, you could pretty much kiss her goodbye, obviously, for the MCU. So that would pretty much remove her from the Young Avengers lineup, which is fueling this rumor. So let's get into this. It says, Eagle-eyed fans spotted something interesting regarding Catherine Newton. She may be DCU bound. Fans on Reddit spotted the fact that both James Gunn and Rachel Brosnahan followed Catherine Newton on Instagram. Of course, Gunn is the co-head of DCU, who cast Rachel as his Lois Lane in Superman Legacy. Fans now think that Catherine Newton could be playing Supergirl for James Gunn in the new DCU or another character. So if Catherine Newton is indeed jumping ship from Marvel to DC, that could mean that the Young Avengers have been thrown in the garbage where they belong. I like the person who wrote this. That's very straight to the point. But yes, I don't think it's super crazy news that James Gunn followed an actress who's in the MCU, okay? Me personally, I think that this rumor is probably just that, a rumor, but I do see some relevance to it. But I think going into the fact that someone like James Gunn followed someone like Catherine shouldn't be that shocking, right? Obviously, she's a young actress. She's up and coming in the superhero genre. She's continuing right now in the MCU. Maybe he might want to pick her up for the DCU in the future. Who knows? You know, not everybody's guaranteed to be in the MCU forever, obviously. Even the greats end up leaving at some point. So it shouldn't be too shocking that he followed her because he might utilize her at some point in the future. But I just don't think it's going to be right now. I think it is odd for people to think so. That doesn't mean that the Young Avengers is not canceled. I don't know if they're going to come out with the Young Avengers. I really don't. I think they're going to shelve that for quite a while in the hopes that they can kind of pick up the MCU again with the new Avengers film. But I don't really know if that's going to happen because everybody knows they're losing viewership like crazy. So who knows what's really going to go down with that. It says Newton isn't going to star as Thatcher in the MCU and in Young Avengers and play Supergirl or another character in the DCU at the same time. Of course, Gunn and Brosnahan following Newton could mean nothing, but the timing is quite peculiar. Also recall that Aman Vellani asked fans to start a petition to get the Young Avengers in the MCU. Yep, that's a vote of confidence. That's amazing. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's very clear this is a rumor. Just want to state that again one more time. The Young Avengers is something that nobody that I know of at all is interested in this. I can't see anybody getting excited for the Young Avengers unless you're talking about super, super young kids, which are probably who mostly watched Miss Marvel anyway. Super, super young kids. They probably watch the Young Avengers, but I can't see any adults being hyped about it like the actual Avengers team. I just don't see it. I don't see where the viewership could be. They don't even have viewership for the Marvels. The Marvels is 3 leading ladies, you know, quote unquote leading ladies for the MCU, and that bombed so unbelievably hard. I think it barely passed 200 million globally before being nuked off of new movie theaters. So I think that it's going to be obvious that this show is going to be very niche. This movie is going to be very niche. And if they do come out with the Young Avengers, they better hope that something else is doing very well. Because otherwise, I know for a fact, I could just tell just by looking at this poster, this movie is going to lose an insane amount of money. And you already know, even though it's mostly child actors, you already know it's going to be over budgeted. Even for child actors, it's going to have a $200 million freaking budget. Ridiculous, right? So it's going to have to make insane money to come anywhere close to breaking even. And a movie like The Young Avengers just doesn't have that staying power. It doesn't have that star power. It doesn't have the ability to make that kind of money. But unfortunately for people at Marvel, they don't really know how to utilize their money very well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.